shortly. One of the more entertaining games of the year. So many things to discuss and break down: the good, the bad, the ugly, and ultimately a win, a much-needed win in OT.
The good was definitely Carmelo Anthony coming off that bench, 7 for 10 from 3. He's lighting it up. I want to know what kind of pre-game meal he eats when he is at home, because at home he's lighting up compared to what's on the road. You know, without Carmelo tonight and the way he played, the Lakers would have took an L.
Yeah, Carmelo definitely gets the game ball. I thought DeAndre Jordan at the beginning of the game, starting them off with some energy. I thought Reeves did some really good things. But the Lakers did a good job, I think, in spurts, but they allowed Charlotte to get back in the game again. But Carmelo, big bucket. That last possession that we saw right there, that's the way they should be playing defense all the time. Good rotation, disallowing that big shot at the end, Brad.
Yeah, James, we crack on their defense quite a bit. With a team that was 5-5 before tonight, we have to criticize what we see out there. Tonight, not great until that final 20 seconds right there. I mean, you block Rozier's shot, LaMelo Ball ends up with the ball at the top of the three-point line. Westbrook forces it out of his hands. Then you play some good defense on the three-point shot in the corner. Very good defense in that final stanza. And by the way, I feel like the fun kind of returned to Staples Center. You got the melo chants. Crazy game, definitely a little tense in the end there, but definitely a fun win for the Lakers.
Yeah, that is a fun young team in Charlotte as well.
Yeah.
Huge win. Austin Reeves, 27 crucial minutes, unsung hero. Avery Bradley, some great defense. Obviously, AD and Carmelo did their thing. Let's head back to Staples. AD is with Mike Trudell.
All right, Anthony, so Charlotte rallies and is able to send things to overtime. What did you guys have to do to regain composure or find a way to out-execute down the stretch?
Sorry.
You good?
No. Defense, we had to get stops. Bridges hit a tough three in transition. We gave it. We not even supposed to be in overtime, to be honest. We gave up 5 straight points to LaMelo on, Texan delayed game. So, we got to be smart in those situations. But we were able to regain the lead in overtime and get the win. That's all we can ask for. It's a team that loves to run. It's lost 4 in a row, but it's a team that is not a reflection of their record. And so they came out, great game, but we was able to, manipulate the game a little bit, and was able to get the win. It's a resilient team, guys fought, and we were able to come out on top.
No, you haven't been feeling the best the last couple of days, AD. There's also been some minor injuries you've been dealing with. What's it been like for you just trying to get the focus and make sure you can be on the floor?
The injuries are fine. The injuries don't bother me. I didn't feel one injury. I felt the sickness, though. Threw up again at the end of the third. Trying to get a lot of fuel in my system, a lot of energy. Come out here and fight with these guys, man. We put in work to come out here and compete and win basketball games. So whenever I get a chance to go out and compete, I try to, no matter what it is. And, my teammates just kept encouraging me to keep going, fight through it. And I was able to fight through it, all the way through overtime. So go home and go straight to sleep, get in the shower, a nice little steam room, put some Vicks on my nose, and get ready for Wednesday. Ready for Wednesday.
All right, so that sounds like you do need some of that time to rest, recuperate. So just one more quick one. How about Melo, especially in this building? He's hitting quite a few threes, AD.
Melo should only play at home. The way he's shooting at home is ridiculous. He's a sniper. And anytime we can get him going, he brings a lot of energy to our crowd, to our bench, to our team when he makes those shots. And he was able to make some big ones tonight.
All right, don't throw up again.
Good, thank you.
I mean, don't, but all right. Back to you guys.
Mike with some great advice as you see AD saying hello to Kevin Hart. Lakers get the win 126 to 123. AD, Melo, and Russ. Here's what they combined: the triple-double, 17 points, 12 rebounds, 14 assists. The 7 turnovers, 5 of those came in the fourth quarter. Anthony Davis, 32 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 steals, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, and he threw up after the third quarter. Carmelo Anthony, 29 points, 9 of 13, 7 of 10 from 3. That's where I want to start before we get into the good and some of the bad. I want to start with Melo, pure Melo. That's what he is at Staples Center. 8th time in his career he's had 7 threes. He is a ridiculous, I mean, just think about these numbers. 38, for 59 from 3 at home. That's 64%. I know he's 6% on the road. He's 64% with 59 attempts at home.
We talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly. On the road, it's ugly. But you know, the thing about Carmelo, he comes out with a lot of energy each and every night. And he's one of those players that's like the microwave. He's going to come out either hot or he's not. And when he's hot, you got to feed him. And it's so weird that if you watch him on his threes, he didn't get any plays ran for him. He just got to the open spot. His teammates found him, and he shot the ball. And sometimes the game can be just that simple. You don't always have to run plays for guys because guys are so intent on helping defensively that all you can do is dribble at them. They're gonna help. You kick it, you get a shot, and that's how Melo get his threes.
Yeah, Melo likes being at home for sure. I don't know. Sometimes when you're flying, it affects you a little bit until you get used to it in a season. But boy, when he's at home, he knows that the crowd loves him. He knows that the team needs him. A prolific, pure shooter, answered at the right time. And when he gets those one down, he also is a good post-up player. He can really get that 10-foot range going. And I just thought tonight, man, he was just came to play and, gave us a lot where we were missing LeBron. We're missing some players. He stepped up big time.
Is there a better value contract in the NBA? This guy's making a little over $2.5 million. Yes. All good money to the average person, obviously, not in a profession where the average salary is between $9.5 and $10 million. Great pickup for the Lakers on that second day of free agency, no doubt about it. And Rob, what were your home road splits for three-point shooting?
The same, Rob?
64 and 6%?
It wasn't that good. I was probably a little bit better on the road.
He certainly didn't have 58 attempts through 11 games.
Right. No, not at all.
Yeah.
It took me 62 games to get 58.
And obviously there have been more home games than away games, but he is absolutely comfortable at home. The crowd absolutely loves him, and it is a lot of fun. I guess we'll go to AD, and then I want to get to something else. 32 points. You heard what he had to say, Mike, to Trudell about throwing up after the third.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't really care about the injuries, the sickness. Yeah, obviously it's bothering me, but we have a chance to come out here and compete." He was 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 12 rebounds. Probably the 5 blocks, though. The most important thing, and 3 steals. We're talking about 8 plays on that defensive end, and AD much better in that second half. Really, from the second quarter on, first quarter struggle.
If you're not feeling well, you sacrifice typically at one end of the court, either on offense or defense. This is a guy who did neither tonight. He was great on both ends. When you have 8 combined steals and blocks, that's good defensive hustle, period, no matter what. And I really felt like AD really helped the Lakers kind of take control. He was a very calming influence out there. We saw him go to the locker room, late in the third quarter. Now we know why. We weren't quite sure what it was. But he was just a dominant, kind of a quietly dominant player tonight.
You just saw that play right there, the one that got him to the baseline for that little jumper. That's when we all erupted in here and said, that's what we want you to do. Late in that game, he's away from the basket a lot of times. When he's inside, people just cannot stop him. Whose job is that to get him down there, James? Is that coach? Is that you see LeBron sometimes wave him down here? Is that AD saying this is where I'm planting my flag? I mean, it's obviously when Russ has the ball and they're spreading out, that's different. But in crucial situations, when he's at that elbow, as Rob always says, he is so dangerous.
Absolutely. And when you look at the one shot when they came out of timeout, he shot the air ball 3. That one I didn't understand. To me, if I'm coaching, it always starts there. When you want a guy to get down in the post, you design a play for that. I thought the one where he got the ball at 15 feet and he was in attack mode. That's what you want. Aggressiveness, going to the bucket, making the defense give you the shot what you want. He got there, did his little turnaround, he had a nice little shot. And that's what you want. So I think it's up to both the coach and the player to get the highest percentage shot, the one where you might get a foul. Floating around out there on the perimeter with fadeaway, you're not going to get a foul, and that's a high percentage shot when you need it.
I always look at, you have Bridges on you who is 6'7".
Yeah.
You're 6'10", and you go into his world, which is out on the perimeter. That's what Bridges has been playing all season. For the life of me, I can't understand, why do you go in their world? Take him to your world where you can eat, and you're 3 inches taller than him. He cannot block your shot. I know Bridges is an incredible athlete, but go into your world where you can eat. And all he has to do is do what we just showed him, drive baseline, shoot over the top of this guy. You got so many moves. You got so much in your toolbox. If you're not using them, that's a problem. You know, I know he won the game, but still, though, you have to learn from this. And the coaches and the players also have to learn from this game. AD, you're a bigger guy. Take him to the block. Plumlee, even when Plumlee was on him, he's not as quick as you. That's who you take on the perimeter. And tonight, I didn't see him try to go at Plumlee on the perimeter. He always tried to go at Bridges. It's almost like it's a mind game. It's like I'm trying to outdo and show y'all I can take a guy one-on-one who's smaller than me.
It's interesting, and I ask you because it is a conversation. It's what everyone talks about. They all want him in the paint, but he can do everything. And then when you look at his stats, you go, oh, well, he's leading the league in paint points. So he's down there, but I just feel like end-of-game situations, right? Not the flow of the game, but out of a timeout, late game when it really matters, 2-point game, tied.
You know, all these coaches talk about analytics. When it comes to analytics, you look at his numbers. His numbers at the three-point line are not good. You want to talk about analytics, go with the percentages. Your percentages are in the paint. So as a coach, and you need to know this, as a player, as a teammate, you need to know this. Go to your strengths. Go to where you can score. This shot right here, that's one of those ones where coach says don't ever shoot that again because that is not what we need down the stretch. We need to go where the percentages are good, especially when the game is tied. Now, not when we're up by 3, down by 3.
I was a little nervous if foul was going to get called at the end there. When he blew the whistle, timeout, that was a little close. Okay, I want to ask you guys this before we get to highlights. I said there was some good and there was some bad, right? What would you rather talk about? That third quarter stretch, Big Game James, Brez, Rob, they are down 78-70. Ooh, I know what you want to talk about. With 4:52 left, okay? The Lakers go on a 24-9 run over those 5 minutes. Austin Reeves making plays. Lakers were playing fast, getting stops, steals, transition, fast break, hitting three. I mean, 24-9 run, and it was fantastic. I wrote down maybe their best 5 minutes sequences on both ends of the year. Or that fourth quarter collapse. 14-point lead, 9 minutes left, 110-101, the 5 free throws for the 2 techs in the delay of game, 5 points in the last 5 minutes, 7 turnovers. You want to talk about that?
No, I want to talk about this is a veteran team. You get 5 technical shots with three technical shots down the stretch. A delay of game, a tech on Westbrook, a tech on Melo. You cannot do this. You're supposed to keep your composure. You are, James, say it for me. This is a team with a lot of
veteranism.
And you can't have that down the stretch, man. Vets are not supposed to lose their cool. You know, you've been in this league 10 plus years. You know how to talk to the refs. You know the clock is on your side right now. That was a 5-point swing. That was crucial. Even AD says
I knew you wanted to talk about
Okay, I'm going to get off that box now.
The game, best stretch or that fourth quarter? What's kind of weighing on you a little bit?
Well, the best stretch doesn't surprise me. We know they're capable of having, stretches where they can come back.
Got to close,
But the collapse, I thought Rondo had done a great job up until the text. He had 9 assists.